So, hello, dosto. Welcome to the Bollywood talk show on IWMBuzz. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome the lovely team of Gehraiyaan out here. I'm pretty sure they're going to be taking us into the beautiful world of love and affection. I have with me the lovely Shakun sir, Ananya Panday, and Dhairya. How are you guys doing, first of all?
Why
We're
do
doing.
why do I get a sir and they just get the single
Yeah,
name?
he got lovely answer, and we just got like, yeah, these two answer there.
I'll take the lovely, give them sir and ma'am.
Well, we,
Yes, of course. So, it's two sir and one ma'am. So, the first question, sir, that I would have for Shakun sir, that would be that, in India, of course, content has matured in a big way. The audience has also matured in a big way in the last few years or so. But when you were making the project to begin with, did you have any sort of inhibitions that, there might be a certain perspective which should not be the case, or it might be a sort of misunderstood film? If you had that inhibition, did you go around in any ways to control and maneuver your content accordingly so that wo na aaye?
I realized that I had a responsibility if I was going to try tell a story which delves
Yeah,
into these zones, then I have to make sure that I don't necessarily take sides or glorify or so
correct.
that's why the movie is not really a debate over pros and cons of monogamy or a relationship. It's a
Yeah,
story about
yeah,
a relationship and two couples.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's um, was I did I have inhibitions? No, not necessarily, but I did constantly make sure that our lens on the relationship was right, that what we were saying with the film felt right. Those things were important to me, but it wasn't ever fear. It was more from a place of wanting to do it right.
Responsibility.
Yeah.
Responsibility. I totally get it. Ananya, I would want to know this perspective from your end. People often talk about infidelity when it comes to physical form of cheating, but often जो शायद हम लोग उतना ज़्यादा बात नहीं करते, which is emotional form of infidelity. Do you think कि ये जो subject है, I mean, of course, a lot of people who are probably in relationships, they deal with that, but sometimes they tend to ignore it. Sometimes they feel कि वो sort हो सकता है. As an individual who is followed by innumerable people जिसके बात लोग सुनते हैं, what would you want to tell to those people out here who are probably dealing with emotional infidelity at this point of time? Should they tackle it? Should they come out of it? What should they do?
Relationships are so personal. I don't think I'm anyone to tell people, how they should deal with their situation,
Yeah,
because so many factors that come into consideration. As an
yeah,
individual, I'm not someone who would be okay with my partner doing that. So I can speak for myself. But,
yes,
honestly, I think that's what we've tried to do with the film as well. We're not trying to show what's right or what's wrong. We're simply just observing four people in a situation, how they would react to the situation. It's in no way saying
yeah,
that, oh, this is what you should do and this is how you should do it. So honestly, if I had to say something to people out there, I would just say, do what makes you happy and sometimes choose yourself.
choose yourself. I think that's line speaks it all. Top priority. Dhairya, I would want to ask this to you. What according to you is the ideal definition of an ideal relationship? By ideal, I don't mean everything is hunky dory. I think every relationship has its own set of flaws. But what
yeah,
according to you is the ideal relationship? According to you?
a willingness to adapt and being flexible, because we all have our insecurities, we all have our desires, and
Hmm.
sometimes it's probably the friction happens uh, when two people they what they want, and I mean, it necessarily doesn't have to align. You just have to understand that uh, probably what you want or what you expect from the other person, he may not be able to um, be able to behave or just deliver, or not even deliver, just be just the expectation that you'd have from your partner. I mean, just having expectations at the same time, understanding that they're dealing with their own lives, and I mean,
Yeah,
you don't feel the same always. So it's just that
yeah.
being flexible, being understanding, yeah, and
Okay.
communicating.
Yeah, but isn't expectations a part of relation? It's a part of the process, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's inherent. Like, I mean, that's human nature. You expect, and that's why you have to probably draw a line where, how much.
Yeah, yeah. I get it. Interesting perspective. Shakun sir, I heard Ananya during that
You stop
conference where
calling me
she
sir.
said that
I don't need to this.
Call him,
Just
call him Captain.
captain of the ship, so captain sir indeed. So, Captain Sir, मेरे लिए, please answer this thing. I heard Ananya talking in that conference where she was saying that, when she heard the script or when she heard the narration, she went to the washroom for 20 minutes. She's a big fan of Shakun Batra, the director. Kapoor and Sons is one of her favorites and all that. So, on day one of sets, was the actress inside her coming out more or the fan? How did you see her on the sets on the very first day, and how did it go about?
Always a fan. Even right now, she's so excited. She's just sitting right next to me and
I can't
just constantly feeling. Listen. She pulls my legs all the time. Nobody's anybody's fan. We are a bunch of people who are friends, and she must have gone to the bathroom, but not to have a moment. She probably went to the bathroom saying, "How can I now take it from here?" Not like genuine. Also, Ananya is not somebody who has these fan moments. She doesn't. She's pretty real on set, and even day one on set, I think she'd done her work, and we just went to work how I would with anybody. There was no difference between her, Deepika Dhairya, or Sid. So honestly, anything that she's done in the film, the credit is entirely hers. I was just an observer watching stuff, and I've always been lucky. And I get a lot of things. People will be like, "Oh, it must be direction," but I honestly think. I've always lucked out with actors. If you have a script or a scene that's fleshed out, it's an actor's responsibility to then take it from there. And it's not the way for this one.
Ananya, my next question to you would be that in today's time we talk about heartbreaks. Of course, everybody deals with any sort of heartbreak, be it professional life, personal life, can be anything. But often, जो हम लोग देखते हैं, I think people say maybe in the 20s or 30s. एक एडवाइस उनको मिलता है कि अरे यार अभी तो पूरी जिंदगी पड़ी है, आगे जाके अभी से क्या हार्टब्रेक. I personally believe it's completely wrong because heartbreaks can happen at any age irrespective of your experience in life. Do you think ये सब जो unsolicited advice है and everything, these things should stop?
He's not the best version of himself.
Really, that's what I was just going to say. Lots more heartbreaks to go, I think, to make me that, top star wala character. Really tied down to just a romantic relationship. It can be with friendships, it can be with your work, it can be with your family. So in that sense, even I have, faced heartbreaks, and when you're on the thick of it, you think this is the worst thing that's ever going to happen to me. But you grow from it and you learn from it, and you don't just have that one big love in your life. I don't believe so. I think you have many different kinds of love, and they teach you something different.
So अगर trust आप बनाओगे नहीं अपने partner के लिए तो वो आएगा कहाँ से? So how do you think individuals can go about in a relationship when it comes to building that trust in the very first place?
Build trust over a long time. I mean, trust doesn't happen immediately. You build it day by day, and you just work towards it. Two individuals are equal in a relationship, so there has to be equal effort for it to work. Equal responsibilities. I mean, that's how it is. I mean, if you appreciate each other, care for each other, there'll be trust again. That's and if you feel that security and that care and that love, there will be trust. That's the result of all of this is trust.
Dhairya is the new love guru in town.
but very practical advice coming from his end. Last question to you three before I let you go. It would be one common question, but I'm pretty sure I'll have individual different perspectives. What, according to you three, is the USP of Gehraiyaan?
The word that's coming to my mind is fresh. I think just in terms of just the way, I think the music is so different. Even the cast, people are pretty surprised at the way everyone's been put together. And I think even in terms of just the nazari, like the perspective. I think that fresh is the first word that's coming to my mind.
Okay. What about you, Shakun sir? Captain sir?
I like to say that I feel the actors have done a really good job. I feel like the performances, they're all very authentic. And if people who look forward to, a realistic portrayal, I think they would like it. I hope they would like it.
Yeah.
Wonderful. We are hoping the same as well. Dhairya, what's your perspective?
I think it's very relatable. Everything, the emotions, and ever since first look has come out, people have so connected, seen themselves, or at least they've seen themselves at some point of stage in their lives, or they've seen people around them. So all the emotions and what the film makes you feel or the music makes you feel is very relatable, I feel.
Okay, thank you so much, all of you, for having this wonderful interaction. February 11th is the date. We are all noting it down. All the best to all of you for Gehraiyaan. May some lovely response come from the audience. Thank you so much for talking to us. It's a pleasure.
Thank you.